What's going on, everybody? I'm excited to bring you guys the first mod to the C6 Corvette. Now, this car is completely bone stock. It doesn't look like anybody's ever changed a single thing on it, and I think I've decided to probably do the exact same thing. I don't think I'm going to change too much on this car because it is just a blast to drive exactly the way it is. But this Corvette came with the NPP. This is an option. I did find out the Corvette is a 3LT, and it came with NPP. NPP is the valved exhaust system that allows you to make it louder or quieter, and it basically does that by stomping on the gas, makes it loud, and when you get below 3,000 RPM, it makes it quieter. Well, the first thing I did was, I was like, man, I love the way the exhaust sounds when it's loud, but it sounds too quiet driving around the city. I need it to be a little more beefy. So the first thing I did is pulled the fuse for the NPP. That's all there was to it. You pull one fuse, I'll show you where that's at. You pull that fuse and the exhaust stays wide open all the time and it sounds sick. And I think that's probably going to be the extent of the mods I perform on this car. Other than something that I think needs to be done, that is replace the tires sometime in the near future. I've decided to go with Firestone. I think they're Indy 500 run flat with wide oval tread or wide oval technology, something like that. I don't know, but those tires were like really made to go on this Corvette, and I think that's what we're going to go with. But they're like $1,300 for a set before road hazard and installation and whatever other stuff they add to it, so it's going to be an expensive deal. Other than the exhaust mod, other than putting tires on it, the only thing I think this Corvette really needs is a new set of shocks. Now, it's not like the shocks are bad, the car is dangerous, it doesn't feel right. I just don't like the current shocks that are on it. I've decided to go with some Bilstein B6s for this. They're only like $444, $450 for a set. It does not use struts, it uses shocks on all four corners, so we'll be able to do that at home right here. I'll be able to do that with you guys. We'll put those Bilsteins on it. I think that's going to make a huge difference in the way this car handles, as well as those tires. Tires and those shocks are going to make a really big difference when it comes to this car. So let's go over and take a look at the first mod, and then we'll jump into what the RX8 looks like now that it's back from detail. All right, so to do this mod, this was a lot of work, guys. I mean, this is one of the hardest jobs I think I've ever done. You come over here. You can see we've got Kleenex in the car like we're 80, and that is because we are both sick, my fiance and me. Fold this carpet down, and there's a panel right here that folds down. You fold this panel down, you find a fuse box. And in this fuse box, you'll see there's a fuse, maybe you can see a fuse missing right here in this lower corner. The fuse is missing because that is what controls the NPP, which is the valved exhaust system. Simply pull that fuse out, and you can make your Corvette sound like this. Alright, so the RX8 is back. Before we do a walk around, I took this thing into the Auto Spa LLC in Oklahoma City on Main Street. And I took it in for a $200 full detail. And Brian called me back and he said, hey, he said, your paint's got a lot of swirls, it's got a lot of oxidation. We can correct this. We can do a basic paint service, which uses a hybrid ceramic polish for an extra 125 bucks. I know some of you are going to say that's just a lot of money, and it is. It cost me $325 for this detail, but I don't mind paying someone good money if they're going to do a good job. And to say they did a good job is the understatement of the century in my personal and professional opinion. There are no swirl marks on this car anywhere. The paint is as pristine as it could ever be. And he said this ceramic hybrid polish should last 8 months to a year, you know, obviously depending on how it's driven and how it's washed, etc., etc. So he even did the headlights. Like, the headlights look absolutely phenomenal as well. They got inside the little holes in the rims, like, you know, I know it's called a detail, but it really impressed me how much attention to detail Brian and his team at Auto Spa LLC took with this car. So Brian, I know he's going to be watching this video. Big shout out to you and your guys over there. Listen, you don't have to have a fancy or an exotic car to go to his shop. All right, I was a little intimidated at first because he's got a perfect 5-star rating on Google, which is almost unheard of. And when I got there, I see all these fancy cars, man, you know, things that just blow the Mazda out of the water. But he doesn't care if you bring him a Chevy Spark. It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in ownership, pampering your car, taking care of it, making it look good. You don't have to have a supercar to take care of your vehicle. So big shout out to Brian at Auto Spa. And before anybody asks, there is no type of discount for me. There's no promotional anything. I paid full price for this, $325, and any car I bring back, I'm going to pay full price for it as well. I respect the guy. I like his work. His team did a great job. The carpets in this came out really nice. Really, really paid attention to the details, man. The center stack looks great. Just everything looks good. Now, we've got some issues with the seats. I think you can see right here, this could be dyed. This had nothing to do with him. You can't fix this unless you dye it because the paint has come off the leather. Over here, we've got some spots. Honestly, on camera, it looks so much worse than it does in person. I don't know why that is, but the camera really brings it out. But right through here, it's all still very damp. So some of this will probably lighten up as it dries. Down here, again, you can see some darkness, but it's also still a little damp through here. This looks horrible on camera. I know it does, but literally in person, it's barely noticeable. I don't know why that is. But this carpet is like that tweed stuff, and it's really difficult to clean. It's a real pain, but they did a great job. The carpet looks great. Floor mats look great. The seats, in my opinion, look great as well. We'll go around to the other side after we check the engine bay. I don't remember if they clean the engine bay or not. I think they do. I didn't bother checking this yet. I just go, oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like they do the engine bay too, don't they? Very nice. Very nice. So, yeah, it costs a little bit of money. No, I'm not upset about it because, you know, they did a good job. They did a really good job. And I'm happy to be able to give them a positive review, not just on Google, but on YouTube as well. He doesn't need the publicity. He does just fine. He doesn't pay for any advertising. It's all through word of mouth and a very occasional post on social media. I think he says he posts maybe once a month. His work speaks for itself, and then his customers are more than happy to promote him to their friends, and that's what keeps him going. And I think that is probably the best way to distinguish a good homegrown business from some of these other, you know, large corporate chains. They don't particularly care about your car. It's all about volume. Get them in, get them out. Not with this guy. Not with this guy. He takes every customer seriously. Doesn't matter what you bring him. Bring him a Chevy Spark. Whatever you got, take it to him. He'll do a good job for you. Like I said earlier, I don't get any discounts. There's nothing in it for me, but it'd be cool if you tell him, hey, I saw the video Randy on YouTube did about you, and thought it was really cool. Wanted to come in and get a good detail. The detail they did on this was $200, but for the paint correction and everything to get the swirls out, the hybrid ceramic was an extra $125. So total it cost me $325, and I tipped him, obviously. Guy did a great job. He did have it for 2 days. So for some of you that may like be too long, maybe out of the question, but I'm more than happy to give him 2 days, you know, to do 15, 16 hours worth of work on this car in order for it to be done right the first time. That means a lot to me. And I respect the guy. So big shout out. What do you guys think? That's what I want to know. Take a look. What do you guys think how this car came out? Because I think they did just a phenomenal job on this whole thing. Now we're almost ready to sell it. No, we got a little bit of work to do before we decide to sell it. That's something we're going to talk about real quick. I noticed a couple days ago that even though I've got the alignment done and everything seems to be good to go on it, I hit a bump on the highway the other day, and it felt like this wheel was bouncing like a basketball. Like I literally felt the wheel just going brrrr, and I was like, wow, I'm 99.9% certain we have a bad strut back here. So I ordered a used one, and we are going to replace the strut on this side. So that's something that we're going to be doing on video, replacing it with the used one. And we are going to be replacing, we got a bad oxygen sensor under here. It's post catalytic converter. So we're going to be doing a video doing the oxygen sensor. I've already got it. We just need to get it replaced. We've already talked about the Vette. The Prius is good. We still got to, I know I need to get to work on this, but like how many of you are actually interested in seeing me do coolant flushes and transmission flushes on a Toyota Prius? We got stuff to do. We got maintenance to do on this, maintenance to do on this, and a couple minor things to do on this. I'm not going to tell you what I expect to sell this car for, but it is going to be going up for sale, and I'm curious to see what you think this car is worth. Now, keep in mind, when I'm done with it, there will be no warning lights, no check engine lights, nothing like that. Good tires all the way around, 94,000 or 98,000 miles, fresh detail, ready to go, solid, reliable, running, driving Shinka RX8. What do you think this car is worth? All right, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give the video a big thumbs up. If you thought the content sucked, give the video a big thumbs down. Don't forget to check out the merchandise store in the link below, also pinned in the comments section. It definitely helps support the channel. I appreciate it. I am going to get out of here because I got a lot more stuff to get done today. But stay safe out there, everybody. I'll catch you soon in the next one.